Dinkum 1.0 update is officially here, and whether you're playing it for the first time or returning to the game after a while, here are 50 early game tips and tricks to help you out during your first year. This video will show footage from my first in-game year, so be aware of possible spoilers for this time frame. This is a compact and fast-paced video, and if you want a more in-depth beginner's guide, you can check out my other video in the description. Let's now go to the first tip. Each biome has its own unique vegetation. Collect seeds and fruits from each biome and plant them near your base. This gives you easy access to food, income, and the specific logs needed for crafting. You can hold down right-click to pick up all items from the ground instead of clicking them one by one. You can change the minimap settings and lock it so that the red indicator always points north. Always keep at least one of each type of fish, bug, or critter that you catch in the game for the museum. You will not be able to store fish and bugs, but you can place it directly on the ground temporarily by left-clicking on the ground to place it like a furniture. Be careful not to drag it outside your inventory since this will cause the creature to fly away or disappear. Donate 10 museum items to unlock cameras in Theodore's shop. Using this item, you can take game screenshots without the HUD by pressing Z. You can also take a picture in-game. The quality of this will not be as crisp, but you will be able to display some photos in the picture frames in your museum. Donate 50% of the museum collection to unlock bug and fish books from Theodore. This will show you the names and prices of all the fish or bugs within your vicinity. If it's a bug or fish you haven't caught yet, question marks will appear instead of its name. You can keep track of all the creatures you've already donated by looking at the in-gamepedia. Once you've found the creature, this will show which habitat, time, and season it can be found. If you want to complete the museum quickly and you don't mind spoilers, I have a Notion tracker available on the link below that helps you keep track of all the fish, bug, and critter available in the game that you can sort by season, biome, time of day, rarity, and base price. There is also a gallery view that is arranged based on the in-gamepedia for easier tracking. What's good about having this in Notion is that you can view it using your PC, tablet, or phone. Plus, you can share your copy with a friend so they can help you track the creatures you still need for your museum. I also have a printable version of the gallery view if you prefer a hard copy. Let's continue with the tips. To make an NPC move into your island, you have to increase your relationship with them and spend a certain amount of dinks in their shop. To increase your relationship with an NPC, talk to them every day and fulfill their quests. Accepting a quest and not doing it will decrease your relationship instead, so be careful. The trackers I made are also helpful here, so you can quickly see if the fish, bug, or critter that an NPC is requesting is easy to catch or not. Do not sell the items you get from buried treasure. Specifically, keep the shiny discs, keys, and the ones that you need to repair the teletowers. Franklin will buy the shiny discs for 8,880 dinks each, and this will unlock advanced items in his shop. Then, the keys are needed in the mines. The other items will also be eventually used in a lot of crafting recipes, so I recommend keeping a good amount in your inventory. Your animals are sick if they have green particles around them, and they won't produce anything while sick. Sickness lasts 2 days and will go away on its own as long as they are clean. So make sure to use an animal brush or an animal shower on your sick animals. Keep some animal drops since it will be used in some recipes, but most importantly, keep all the bat wings you get. These are rare drops and it will be used to unlock a cool item later on. Only rice can grow underwater. Other crops won't grow unless they're watered by you, an NPC, or the rain, even if they are submerged. Be careful around your crops. If you use a weapon or a scythe around it, you can accidentally destroy your crop. Some, like sugarcane, needs a scythe to harvest, so make sure you are aiming at the right plant when you do this. When planning your farm layout, consider that green beans and tomatoes grow on trellises. While you will be able to jump to access the plants in the middle, it's still annoying to water this manually. Wild animals will eat your crops, fences will keep jackaroos away, and previously the fences also kept birds away, but with the latest 1.0 update, birds will now be able to fly over fences, so you now need to build some scarecrows for this. The mines are very dark, so you need to bring a light source. You can buy a torch from John, but this is expensive. Early game, I recommend just crafting some wooden torches. You just need one mangrove stick to craft 8 of this, and you can use them to light your way. You can even use it as your navigation guide to get back to the mine entrance. Once you get a miner's hat, you can use that as a light source. Just keep some Spinifex resins in your inventory so that it will not run out of charge. You will also encounter a lot of aggressive animals in the mines, so bring a weapon and some food. Early game, I recommend bringing some meat on a stick, fruit salad, cooked meat, or croco meat. All of this uses early game ingredients and it will give you decent amounts of health and stamina regeneration and some defense buffs. A mining pass costs 25,000 dinks, so make the most out of it. Bring some spare weapons and pickaxe with you since your tools might break while you are mining. Keep in mind that when the clock hits 12 midnight, the mines would be covered with poison dealing constant damage to you. So start heading back to the mine elevator at around 11 PM or earlier if you are far. You will sometimes come across some gemstones like this ruby. You will not be able to place this in your inventory, but don't mine it using your pickaxe. Instead, carry it to the mine elevator and place it in the crusher. This will give you more shards, which are used to access the other mine levels. Keep some gemstones intact to sell to John if you want to earn some dinks. You can mine these big rocks for a chance to get copper ore, iron ore, stone, or some shiny stones. If you pass out while playing in multiplayer, you can ask your friends to right-click on your body to revive you. If you pass out while playing in single player and you click revive, the game autosaves and advances to the next day. You will lose dinks and tool durability when this happens. Drag your dinks into your inventory or stash them in the bank to avoid losing it. You can also quit the game by closing it from the task manager instead of clicking the revive button to avoid the penalty. This will make you lose the current day's progress though. Starting with the 1.0 update, if you are hanging out with an NPC, they can now revive you if you pass out. Flowers are one of my favorite items to use as decorations around my town. If you're having trouble finding flowers around your map, remove some grass using your scythe and there would be a higher chance that a flower will spawn in that area. You can reproduce flowers by placing one in a flower pot or flower bed, then placing an empty one beside it. There are more flower variations available during the spring season, so keep an eye out for those. You can get an unlimited supply of dirt by just continuing to dig down in one tile. At some point, the ground will stop getting removed, but you'll be able to dig more dirt just fine. Just be careful since it will be annoying to get yourself out of this hole if you accidentally fall into it. If you want to flatten an area, it can be annoying to have to relocate dirt all the time. To make this simpler, you can buy a wheelbarrow from John, then fill that wheelbarrow with dirt. Once filled, you can use your axe or pickaxe to break the wheelbarrow and put it in your inventory. If you place it again, all the dirt from it will be gone. You can destroy other items like your boats and bridges to put the whole item in your inventory too. To transform dirt into other types of blocks, you can plant different wild seeds in it, which are collected by using your scythe on grass. This is a great thing to combine with some paths if you want a more natural-looking pathway. To transform dirt into mud, you can dig one tile of mud from a mangrove area, then place it on top of dirt. It will transform all the other tiles below that one into mud. Simply place dirt on top of it again to turn it back to dirt. Mushrooms appear during autumn, but it will only be harvestable until 12 noon. After that, the mushrooms will wilt. Each mushroom grows in a different biome, and you can force these mushrooms to spawn near your base by collecting different types of tiles and arranging them nearby. Make sure to plant any type of tree in these areas for mushrooms to spawn. Once harvested, you can plant the mushrooms again as a decoration. This will not wilt even if autumn is over. You can also use the mushrooms for food or as a crafting recipe, so it's a good idea to hoard a lot of this during autumn. You can find snowballs during winter. Put one on top of each other to create a snowman and get some snowballs. The snowman unfortunately melts, so you cannot use it as a permanent decoration. Find a cube of ice and break it to get a sculpting table so you can craft ice-themed furniture. You can type in the game and use different emotes by pressing the enter key. When you hear a strange sound, scout the area for special NPCs that sell rare items. Buy a tape measure from John to plan your layouts more efficiently. I am very happy with this item and I've used it to get exact measurements for my tree farms without any trouble. You can also use it on some items like the windmill to determine the range of its scope. Buy a machine manual from John to see which items you can process in your processing machines. I didn't know that I could process the jellies in a keg until I used the machine manual in it. You can set up the collection point near the creature's spawn points to make trapping them easier. Simply place the traps right next to the collection point, then lure the creatures there. They will automatically be collected once trapped. Wattle and bottle brush bushes do not respawn once you chop down a bush. And there's a chance that it will not drop any seeds. If you want to get more seeds and you have a friend with a game, one of you can open up a new world and invite the other to it to collect wattle and bottle brush seeds together. Make sure to sleep in that world to save your progress. Then you can split the seeds you've gathered using your main save files. Again, be sure to sleep to save your inventory before going back to your own worlds. When playing multiplayer in another island, you can use the travel bag to store your items. This is specific only to the player viewing, so it's good temporary storage. While fishing, you can ask another player to move the boat closer to the fish to catch it easily. If there is a meteor event, look for a falling meteor and follow it. Selling this to John will give you a lot of money. Last but not the least is a fun little Easter egg. If you put a roo-poo in your headgear slot, a fly will be following you around. There are other items you can place in your head for this, so have fun trying different things out. And that's a wrap on 50 of my beginner tips. If you found any of these tips useful, please leave a like and feel free to drop your own beginner Dinkum tips in the comments. Subscribe for more Dinkum content. Stay cozy and keep gaming.